everyone. This is Mayor Goldberg. We're back here at Glockmart for our weekly Halacha Video Series. Today we'd like to start talking about Pesach, just a few weeks before Pesach, and there are a number of issues that people need to know about, need to find out about. First thing that we're going to discuss is how matzah is made. Matzah is the main staple for Pesach, and we wanted to give a little information about exactly the different types of matzah and how matzah is made. First thing that happens is that there is special wheat that is grown, special flour that is prepared and set aside for baking matzah. And that wheat, that flour is ensured that no water comes in contact with it. It does not become leavened, doesn't become moist or damp. Once the flour is ground and it gets to the matzah bakery, water is mixed with the matzah. Now, at this point that water is mixed with the matzah, that's when the fermentation process begins. That's when the clock literally starts ticking on matzah production. So what has to happen is that within 18 minutes, that water-flour mixture has to be shaped, molded into either round matzahs or square matzahs, and then baked. So that entire process will take less than 18 minutes. Now, there are different types of matzahs that people eat on Pesach. You may recognize this as a box of shmur matzah. This is one of the leading brands of shmur matzah that are available. Another type of matzah is the quote-unquote regular matzah that many people eat. We have as well something called egg matzahs. And finally, we have something that's called 18-minute matzah. So let's discuss each one of these. First of all, shmur matzah is matzah that from the time of harvesting, they have in mind that this matzah will be used at the Seder to be mekayim the mitzvah of matzah's mitzvah. So this is the matzah that usually is referred to as shmur matzah. The second type of matzah is the matzah that's made from flour that is supervised and watched. However, the HASHKAFA really does not begin at the harvesting, but it begins later on. It begins at the time of the mixing of the flour and water. So this is regular matzah, and many people are inclined to eat this type of matzah as opposed to shmur matzah. Egg matzah, on the other hand, presents a little bit more of an issue because there are various opinions in halacha about who may eat and who may not eat egg matzah. Egg matzah are those matzahs that are called, in the words of the Shulchan Aruch, matzah ashira, matzahs that have eggs or other things, sweeteners mixed into them. So most kashrus agencies and most halachic authorities say that only sick people, older people who have difficulty in digesting regular matzah may eat egg matzah. It is easily digestible. So those are the people who eat this matzah. Now, the last type of matzah, 18-minute matzah, is a very interesting thing because the truth of the matter is that in matzah baking, everything, from the mixing of the water until the baking, should take place in under 18 minutes because once that 18-minute mark has been met, then the chimutz process begins, the process of fermentation, of leavening. So everything really should be done within that 18 minutes. In other words, the water, the flour should be mixed, the matzah should be shaped, and the matzah should be put into the oven and begin baking by that 18-minute mark. So today you have a proliferation of 18-minute matzahs. Here there are many brands that carry the 18-minute on the front. What they're trying to say is that every 18 minutes, the entire assembly line, and these are machine-produced matzahs, the entire assembly line is shut down and cleaned. The conveyor belts, the mixers, the rollers, all parts and parcel of the matzah-producing facility is cleaned down. So they are not relying on any matzah that may have become chametz to be mixed in and possibly be bottled, possibly be overpowered by the rest of the mix. So the 18 minutes means that they should be shutting down the line entirely. The truth of the matter is that practically speaking, this turns out to be a very, very difficult thing to do. So the truth of the matter is when matzah is baked, once the water and the flour are mixed together, make sure that it gets into the oven before 18 minutes are up. So this concludes our segment on the basic of matzah baking and what matzah is. I caution anyone who has to eat egg matzah or any other matzah beside regular matzah to speak to their Rav and receive proper halacha guidance on what may and may not be eaten during Pesach. We look forward to welcoming you back for our next segment of Weekly Halacha Video.